Dante's Divine Comedy, Inferno, Canto XX. This is actually a mistake I made that I realized when I was researching the next canto. They aren't on the first side of the Boiling Tar Bolgia. They actually pass over that one. It's the next Bolgia, not the Boiling Tar one, that they can't cross because there's no bridge. And so Badtail says, oh, there's a bridge further down. Go over there. And I'll send a bunch of demons with you. And then, if you remember, he sends them off. As they go to salute him, he sends them off with a fart.
Oh, yes, that's right.
As we've established before, there are people in this boiling tar, but you can't see any of them. Because if they come up, we know the demons are going to come. They're going to, stab them. What Dante notices is that you see people coming up every now and then. But they'll always duck back down real quick before the demons get too close. One of them, though, waits a little bit too long, and a demon flies in and grabs him and pulls him up, and they start, torturing him with their spears. Dante asks Virgil if there's any chance they could, learn some information about this man. So Virgil just walks up and asks him, says, hey, asks him some information about himself. This guy was apparently the servant of a knight, and he actually doesn't say very much, but the consensus is he was a grafter. In fact, he just says, I was domestic in the service of King Thibault. There I began to graft. And that's about all he says. The demons are, they're coming in, they're continuing to stab him and claw him. The demon named Curlybeard is kind of acting as the pseudo-leader of the group, and so he tells everyone to get back and stop poking him and stabbing him while he's answering questions. Virgil asks whether there are any more Italians, because he knows that Dante would like to talk to Italians, and especially Florentines, about modern-day politics and things like that. Yeah. So he asks, hey, do you know if there's any Italians underneath there? And the sinner who's been brought up by the demons, he says, what a coincidence. I was just next to some before I came up above the bolgia.
How convenient for the story.
He promises, I will call out to them and ask them to come up, and then you can ask them questions.
I think it's funny that he somehow knows exactly where other people are under the tar. It's not like you can see through tar, right?
Yes. You already see some of the interesting flaws in this sinner's story. So he makes the claim that I'm going to call out to them and they'll come up, but they won't come up when there's demons around, because they're too smart for that, right? All these sinners are avoiding this demon. So he says, the demons will need to back off, then I'll call out, they'll come up, you can talk to them. The demons are a little bit suspicious. Some of them actually say, no, we're not going to do that. But Curlybeard says, look, we're going to give him a chance, we're going to all walk back. They all back up, and lo and behold, as soon as the demon's out of range, he jumps into the tar. He does not keep his word, right? He's not actually going to call it to the Italians. Okay. It's unlikely he even knew there were any Italians around.
That makes sense.
He was just trying to get the demons away. He immediately jumps in. The demons are furious. They fly in and try and catch him, but they can't do it in time. A couple of them, though, are really set on trying to get him, so they fly so fast at him that they get into the tar as well, and they start burning. So they start fighting each other while in this tar. The other demons are freaking out and flying around. While they're fighting, Virgil kind of decides at this point, I'm starting to feel like maybe these aren't the best travel companions. So while the demons are distracted, Virgil and Dante kind of quickly continue walking so that they can escape the demons. And that is the end of Canto XX.